Welcome to Northwest Profiles, a look at people, places, and events of interest in the inland Northwest.
Rex Castle has made a career out of being upstaged. He doesn't mind, though, because the characters who are stealing the spotlight are Rex's favorite kind of people, puppets, specifically marionettes. With his little people, as he calls them, Rex performs in nightclubs, on cruise ships, on television, and in parks like Silverwood in North Idaho. Puppets have fascinated Rex ever since he saw a live puppet show as a young man.
There's nothing like live performance of anything. I mean, television is wonderful, and what has been reproduced on television is tremendous. But I think most of the major shows that have been very successful have been live performances. But that's where I saw my first marionette show, puppet show, was a live show in a school auditorium. And I was so taken by it that I thought, God, this is what I want to do.
At age 14, Rex set up a puppet theater in the basement of his parents' Los Angeles home. He put on shows in that theater for several years. While in high school, Rex took classes in drama, set design, fine art, perspective drawing, and anything else that would enhance his puppet making and performing. After graduating from high school, Rex began a career that would take him across the U.S., to Europe, and to the Orient. He made TV appearances on the Howdy Doody Show, Kukla, Fran, and Ollie, and The Ed Sullivan Show. After one of his trips to the Orient, Rex came to Spokane to perform.
I had a manager at that time, and I needed to get into some new territory for work. And at that time there were a lot of clubs, and he just kept me working constantly. And at that time, during that interim, I met my wife. She was working at a private club that I had worked called the Early Birds. It was the lower level of the Davenport Hotel. And just totally enthralled with the lady. And friends, we'd been together for almost 3 years as very close friends, and a well-meaning friend said, why don't you make it legal? So we did, and we were married 23 years. And she was a tremendous singer. Probably people in the Spokane area would probably remember Ellen Sutton. She was tremendous.
Rex has always been the sole designer and builder of his puppets. He draws sketches of what they will look like, and then makes plaster molds for the heads, torsos, and limbs of his little people.
This is the actual process of making the finished product. This is a raw mold, as it looks, before it's ever finished. After it's just come out of the mold and put together, glued together, and then it's finished off and sanded. And this is a wood dough product, and it finishes off very, very beautifully when it's all done. This is the actual mother mold, the plaster Paris mold which we make, and it's done in sections. And if you see the side part of it, you'll see the silhouette of the character that it's going to be. And we take this and put it together, and as a release for the mold, we use Vaseline, and that's put inside the plaster Paris mold, and then we make a press mold with this wood dough that goes into this, and it dries within 24 hours. And it comes out looking like this when it's finished.
Rex takes the rough products from the molds and sands them down, paints, and assembles them into finished puppets. They are then costumed, rehearsed, and made ready to take to the show.
This is how we protect the marionettes. They're encased in bags like this, which keeps the dust off of them. And also when they're being transported, it also keeps them from getting tangled, because in this business we have to travel a lot, and so that you have to protect them. It keeps the finish from getting scars on it, nicks. And then I just wanted to very quickly show you another reason for the bags. I think I mentioned that when you're transporting, these go into specially built cases. And of course, when they go on airplane rides, it's very brutal. But this one, as an example, can you get this shot? I'm going to go down on the floor with it. But you see, it's in this position, just visualizing that it goes into the bag, into a box, and you lay it down like so, and lap this over like this, and then put a cover over the top of that. And then you can pack them, and they're cinched in place, and they don't shift around, and it really kind of buffers them quite well.
Of course, the proof of Rex's expertise is in his performance. His creativity and attention to detail are evident. For instance, Madame Mimi the ostrich has a very involved act.
But she does a very kind of silly ballet, and then she does a thing where she squats down like so, and much maneuvering, and she kind of trims her feathers a little bit, like so. This is all done to music. And then she kind of gives a little thing like this, and we do a little something like this. And then all of a sudden she does a thing like so, and hopefully out comes an egg. And of course she has to investigate it and hear that there's life in there, and knows that there's life in there. And we pull another string, and out comes the baby. And then the finale of it is that the baby comes over and to her mommy, and the music ends.
Rex is an artist in every sense of the word. He designs, creates, and brings to life his little people. They serve as an outlet for his creativity, and collectively they comprise his alter ego. Each puppet represents a different part of his own personality.
People have accused me of being kind of a shy guy. I'm not really, an outgoing individual. So I guess you could say from a psychologist standpoint that the marionettes represent what I can't say as maybe an actor or whatever. So I act through my little people. I am totally committed to this crazy business, and I love it. I love entertaining people. I really do. And there is something about that. It's like a narcotic, I guess. You just want more and more of that accolades and the applause, and knowing that you're making someone entertaining people. And there's nothing like it. I'm very grateful and fortunate to be in this position.
If you have a topic for Northwest Profiles, send it to KSPS TV, South 3911 Regal, Spokane, Washington 99223. Northwest Profiles is a presentation of KSPS TV.